guys, welcome to my kitchen and welcome to Mrs. Reed Cooks. Today we're doing a recipe that I'd normally do in year 7, but you're never too old to enjoy these. Let's bake rock cakes. So to make our rock cakes we need some ingredients. These ingredients are 250 grams of self-raising flour, 100 grams of dried fruit, 100 grams of butter, 75 grams of sugar, orange zest and an egg. So first of all what we need to do is we need to combine some of our ingredients, and we're going to combine our flour and our butter. So in a large mixing bowl, add your flour, and then add your butter. Now as you can see, I've already cubed my butter, and this is going to make it a lot easier to combine that with the flour. So add that into the bowl, place that over there, and then the main skill that we're going to do today is the rubbing in method. I sometimes call it the money making method. It's because that is the action that you're going to be doing with your fingertips. Now what you're going to do is you're going to rub the butter and the flour together in your fingertips, not the palm of your hands, in the fingertips, because your fingertips are the coolest part, and we want to try and keep this mixture nice and cool because that'll give us a really nice crumbly texture. So with your hands you're going to be very light. You're going to get all of the butter covered with the flour to begin with. This is going to stop it from sticking to your hands. Then you're going to start with your rubbing in method. So you're going to grab a little mixture of flour and butter, and then you're going to use your thumbs. You're gently going to push your thumbs in from your little finger to your index finger and then let that drop. Now keep dropping that in because you've broken the surface of your butter, and it's that butter that we want to drop back in and coat with flour again because we don't want to get sticky fingers. So keep going, it might take you a while. Okay, but what you're doing is you're making sure that all of those flour molecules are covered in the butter, and you're giving the flour a waterproof coating, and that waterproof coating is going to prevent the gluten from being developed. If the gluten developed, we would have a stretchy mixture, and that's not what we want for our rock cakes. We want a really nice crumbly texture, so that is why we need to make sure that each of the flour molecules are covered with the butter. So keep going, give the bowl a little bit of a shake, and then any large bits of butter will come to the surface and you can attack those. If you have large lumps, they'll create air pockets in your rock cakes. So make sure that you rub them in, and then make sure that you just go down to the bottom of your bowl. There's no bits of flour, so make sure you get right down to the bottom. Give it a couple more goes, and then once you're happy you'll have a mixture that looks like breadcrumbs. We've got no big clumps of butter and we've got no white bits of flour. So now for the flavour. So for that, I'm going to add my dried fruit. You can use whatever dried fruit you want. You could even add some chocolate chips in there if you wanted to. So add those into the bowl. We're going to coat all of these with the flour. So again, very lightly with your hands, just gently mix those together. Now we're coating them with flour because we don't want all of the fruit to sink to the bottom. We want it to have a nice even distribution. So once those are mixed in, we're going to add the rest of our flavours. Our sugar. This is going to give flavour, and it's also going to give sweetness, and it's going to give it a little bit of colour. Add an extra little bit of flavour for me. This is optional, you don't have to add it. I've added the zest of the orange, so I've just taken the outer side and then just chopped it up. This is just going to give it a little bit of a lightness and a little bit more of an intense orange flavour. So again, with your hands, make sure you mix all of this. This is your quality control. So this is going to make sure that you've got a really nice, even distribution of all of your mixture. Once you're happy with that, this is obviously dry. This is not what's going to create a really good rock cake, but this would be perfect for a crumble topping. So if you wanted to make an apple crumble or a rhubarb crumble, because that's in season, but we need to add some moisture, and that moisture is going to be an egg. So to begin with, create a well. You can either do it with your hands by creating a little well like this, or you can use your fork just to create a little hole in the middle. That well is what you're going to crack your egg into. So if you're confident, you're going to crack it straight on in there. If you're not so confident, I'd do it in an extra bowl and then pour it in. So crack your egg, and as you can see, put your thumbs in, pull it away, and then drop. Place your eggshell away, or straight into the bin, and then just give your hands a little bit of a wipe. And then we are ready. So we're going to start off with a fork, and we're just gently going to break and whisk our egg up. And then slowly we're going to bring in the wall of our well. So start stirring it in. You can see that big lumps are starting to form. That means that you can start getting your hands in. So just clean your fork. Then you're going to use a messy hand and a dry hand. You want a wet hand to get into your bowl and your dry hand just to get anything else that you might need. So with your messy hand, you're going to get it in and you're going to start squeezing it together. It might come out of your hands, but that's what you want, nice and messy. Get a little bit of wet mixture from the middle and a little bit of a dry mixture from the outside. As you can see, it squelches out between your hands. And that's what I love about cooking, getting yourself really messy and really feeling the texture of your food. So, every so often you are just going to have to clean your hands. Just give your hands a bit of a clean, because sometimes this is where your moisture is, so you want to make sure that's in your bowl. And then again, and then you can start bringing it in together. As you can see, it's starting to get away from the sides of the bowl and gives our mixture. Now, this is the stage that you want to get it out onto your work surface, but I just need to do a bit of tidying up first. So, place those to the sides. You're ready to get it out and you can start bringing it together into a bowl. You might want to get an extra little bit of flour if this mixture is really sticky. Just put a little bit of flour onto your work surface if you've got quite a wet mixture. So you get it and you're going to tip it out onto your work surface. Okie doke. Right, place the bowl to the side. Then you're going to start trying to combine this all together. So you're going to start, just gently push it down. Now we're not kneading it. If we were going to knead it, we're going to start developing the gluten, and that's not what we want. We don't want a stretchy mixture. We want a nice crumbly mixture. So all you're doing is you're just patting the sides together. So I'm just bringing it in, making a mountain. Then you're just going to squash it down, pick it up, and you're just going to push it down again. And it's really crumbly. That is good. I'm just going to do it a couple more times just to make sure that we get rid of all of the dry mixture. Once you're happy, you're going to create an oblong. This mixture is going to make 6 rock cakes. All you need to do is flatten it fairly equally into an oblong. So you're going to get your knife and you're going to cut across, and then you're going to divide it, and that will give you 6 equal quantities. Then you're going to divide those into 3. So you're going to do a cut there. And there we go. We've got 6 equal quantities. And that's good because that's our quality control there. And that means that we're going to have 6 equal sized rock cakes. So everyone's going to have an equal size and they're all going to cook. Those pieces can now go onto the baking tray. So I'll just go and get that. So this is the size baking tray that you will need. I've lightly greased it with some vegetable oil or some sunflower oil, or you could just use parchment paper if you wanted. So when you think of a rock cake, you think of rugged edges. So you don't need to be too perfect with these. So just pick one up, put it in your hands, and then it creates some really nice folds. That is one rock cake. If, however, we want something a little bit more perfect, we can make a pebble. And from that, you're just going to create a more smooth dough, and you can roll it and you can just flatten it down a little bit to create a nice pebble. And then you can also think about adding some decoration onto the top. So I'll do 2 of those and I can show you 2 ways of being creative. So, nice little smooth bit. And then you can just keep going as you wish. Give yourself nice rocks. Everybody could have their own little individual rock. Prod it. Just pick up the extra little bits and make sure that they're on. Okay, we don't want to waste any of this beautiful delicious buttery product. So to be creative, I've got some mixed dried fruit. I've just picked out the peel and I've just picked out the darker currants. What you can do is you can use these to create patterns. So on this one, I'll create a star. So what you need to do is just start in the middle and you can just gently push these into the surface. You could add some chocolate chips. You could add some cherries. But just don't add Skittles because they are too sugary and they will just explode and melt in the oven and it'll be a disaster. And voila! Or you could do a smiley face, make someone's day, 2 eyes, a nose, and then just use the mixed peel for a little smiley face. I like doing a smiley face because it means that I could just destroy it afterwards and that makes me happy. So there's your smiley face. Smile, nose and eyes. Once you've done that, you can either do your rock cakes or you can be creative. These are ready for the oven. So these are ready to go in the oven. I've had it preheating at 200 degrees. So let's get these in for about 10 to 15 minutes and get them cooking.
No words will cut it, but I'm here anyway. We didn't see it coming. Does that make it any worse? It's so hard to know.
So these are freshly out of the oven and are really nice and hot. We need to let them cool on the cooling rack. So take them off and place them on and let them cool. And while they're cooling, you could think about how you'd want to serve them. You could sprinkle them with a little bit of ice and sugar, you could drizzle them with some chocolate, you could eat them with a little bit of strawberries and cream, or you could do what I do and have them plain with a coffee at break time. But whatever you do, make sure you let me know. Subscribe below, follow me on Instagram so I can see your amazing results. It's been wonderful cooking with you today and I can't wait to see you next time on Mrs. Reed Cooks.